Dear students, in the previous lecture, we talked about this conversation or John and Oliver. We have discussed this conversation, and also we have answered these questions. Now go to exercise B. Exercise B, put the following sentences in the correct order. Put the following sentences in the correct order. هنا عندنا بعض الجمل هنرتبها بصورتها الصحيحة. We are going to jumble them. Okay. Yes, number one. Computer use Oliver question mark can and you. Here we have a question mark. That means we are going to put this sentence in a question form. يعني
السلام عليكم.
الإجابة أو على هذا أو ترتيب هذه الجملة يكون في شكل أو في صيغة السؤال في صيغة السؤال. I can say for example. Yes, I can say here we have computer use Oliver question mark can you. We are going to start with can. Can you use a computer Oliver question mark. Can you use a computer Oliver? This is number one. Number two, fast can I run? Yes, who can put it in its correct order? We are going to start with I can run fast. Full stop. I can run fast. 3. Speak at sometimes we home French. It's going to be we sometimes speak French at home. Or we can say sometimes can begin a sentence. We can say sometimes we speak French at home. It is correct. If you said we sometimes speak French at home, or you can say sometimes we speak French at home, because sometimes can begin or can begin a sentence. يعني ممكن نبدأ sentence of the جملة be sometimes. It is correct. 4. Speak any can you question mark languages other? Yeah, this is a question form. Can you speak any other languages? Question mark. Can you speak any other languages? 5. German can't or I speak Spanish. Yeah, it is going to be like this. I can't
speak.
Yes, I
German or Spanish.
Yes, I can't speak German or Spanish, or you can say I can't speak Spanish or German or Spanish. Correct. Okay. So can you use a computer, Oliver? I can run fast. We sometimes speak French at home. Can you speak any other languages? I can't speak German or Spanish. Now we're going to talk about lesson 5. 5 here we have reading text. Here the history or the internet history. The internet history. So I'm going to read the paragraph, then I'm going to explain the meaning of the new words, and we are going to do this exercise. Okay. The history or the internet history. As you see here, these are different programs that we can use on the internet, like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Yahoo, Google, Flickr, Skype, etc. Uh, the internet started in the 1960s. The internet started in the 1960s. The United States Department of Defense started it because they wanted a computer network to help the American military. In the 1970s, scientists worked on it and learned how to send messages between computers. Then the then in the 1980s, telephone companies made it possible to communicate on the computer network in many more countries. An international computer language was born, and the net went worldwide. You can use the internet for millions of things. You can Google for information about anything and everything. You can buy and sell clothes and cars. You can book a hotel, holiday, or tickets for the cinema. You can pay your bills. You can watch your favorite TV program. You can play chess with a partner in Moscow. You can chat to your friends and share photographs on Flickr. You can write a blog about your life. You can, the list is endless. So this text is talking about the history of the internet. When did it start, and where the first place that use the internet, and what are the things that we can do on the internet. So the internet, as we know, yeah, internet an international computer network connecting others networks and computers. هي شبكة عالمية، شبكة حاسبات عالمية، يعني بتربط الشبكات وأجهزة الحاسبات الأخرى. Okay. الهيستوري as we know history here the past events connected with the development of a particular place, subject, etc. نقول انترنت، لما نقول history internet or internet history، اللي هو الهيستوري هنا مقصود به ايش؟ اللي هو الاحداث اللي بتكون مرتبطه بتطوير مكان ما او موضع ما معين. Okay. The internet start means began. Yeah. Began, started, past simple. began معناتها بدأ استخدام الإنترنت أو متى بدأ. The internet began or started in the 1960s. هذه بدايات أو تاريخ بدايات الإنترنت 1960s. The United States Department of Defense started it. Yeah, the United States department here we in the United States we can say department. But there is an equivalent word، يعني في كلمة مكافئة تعطي نفس المعنى اللي هو المينستري. Yes, Ministry of Defense اللي هي وزارة الدفاع. In the United States they say department. When you hear this word that means ministry. يعني بتسمع هذه الكلمة مقصود بها هنا الوزارة. وزارة الديفنس. الديفنس هي the organization of the people and systems that used by a government to protect a country from attack. هو وزارة الدفاع والدفاع أو وزارة الدفاع اللي هي مهمتها الدفاع عن البلد إذا هجم عليها for example enemies الأعداء one day في يوم من الأيام. So the United States Department of Defense started or began to use the internet. Why? Why they began to use the internet? Because they wanted a computer network to help the American military. This is the reason. To help or to assist. هم بدأوا استخدام هذا الإنترنت لأنه أو استخدام الإنترنت because they wanted the computer network to help the American military. كانوا بحاجة إلى استخدام الشبكات الحاسب الآلي لتساعدهم to assist them or to assist the American military. ومilitary as we know the armed forces اللي هي القوات اللي بتكون مالها مسلحة of a country. القوات المسلحة
القوات يا استاذ ولا الجيش؟
ايوه هم صوتنا لما نقول الجيش الامريكي. ايوه الجيش الامريكي بيعتبروا بيمثل قوه صح. الجيش في كل بلد بيمثل القوه اللي بتحمي ذات كان defense the country for outside attack. هي بتمنع او بتحميهم من الهجومات او الهجوم الخارجي الذي ياتي اليه من الخارج. وكل هذا بيقوم به اللي هو الميليتري اللي هو الجيش او القوه بتاعت الجيش نفسها. تمام. the armed forces اللي هي القوات اللي بتكون مسلحه اللي هو الجيش طبعا مقصود به.
تمام الله يجزاك خير استاذ.
Okay. In the 1970s scientists worked on it. برضه في 1970 اللي هم scientists اللي هم scientist is a person who studies one or more of the natural
العلماء.
sciences. Yes. For example, physics يقول لك he is a scientist in physics or chemistry or biology. اوكي اللي هم العلماء زي ما قلت انت يكون متخصص في واحد من العلوم الطبيعيه الناتشورال هي science. Learned here means past tense of learn. It means new. بمعنى انه to learn something means to know something. يعني عرفوا كيف يرسلوا الرسائل. They learned how to send messages. كيف يرسلوا messages as we saw. To send means to make something or go or be taken to a place especially by post for example email etc. يعني كيف عرفوا كيف يرسلوا الرسائل between messages between computers. So messages as we know are written or spoken piece of information. يعني هذه معلومة بتكون يا إما تكون منطوقة spoken or written مكتوبة نقول عليها message رسالة etc. that you send for somebody when you cannot speak to them yourself. Yeah, or a piece of information sent in electronic form. For example by email or mobile phone. طريق الايميل والموبايل فون. اوكي هذه بنقول عليها messages. انه عرف كيف يرسلوا رسائل بين الحاسبات هذه. Then in the 1980s telephone companies made it possible to communicate on the computer network in more many countries. هي عندنا التليفون companies اللي هي شركات الهواتف السيارة والمحمولة. تليفون هو التليفون تليفون اللي هو a device that a person can hold in his hand to contact to somebody. Okay. A company, as we said, a business or organization that makes money by producing or selling goods or services. هي الشركات الشركات تليفون كمبانيز هي شركات الاتصالات او الشركات الاجهزه المحموله. قال made it possible means eased اللي هي سهلت or make it easy. يعني made it possible معناتها هنا make or eased يعني سهلت ايش to communicate. عندنا حاجة اسمها communicate. To communicate here means what? To share or exchange information and use or ideas اللي هي يعني تبادل المعلومات والأخبار والأفكار وعليها to communicate on the computer network in many more countries في الكثير من بلدان العالم. Here an international computer language was born. هنا هي born بمعنى هي means appear was appeared يعني ظهرت لي لغة حاسبات جديدة. A new language or of an international computer language was appeared or was born بمعنى إنه ظهرت لي لغة حاسبات جديدة. Wide means separate انتشر in all over the world في كل أنحاء العالم in the entire world في كل العالم. Yes, this is the history of the internet. We want to know now what can we do on the internet. On the internet, you can use the internet for millions of things. You can Google for information. To Google means what? To search for information. البحث عن المعلومات. You can Google for information. You can search for information about anything, anything and everything. عن أي شيء وكل شيء. You can buy and sell clothes. يعني بإمكانك إنك yes to buy means what? To obtain something by paying money for it. اللي هو الشراء. And to sell to give something to somebody in exchange for money. يعني تبيع اللي هو إنك ممكن تبيع وتشتري. You can sell or you can buy and sell clothes. الكلوتس الملابس and cars, even cars حتى السيارات. You can book a hotel, a holiday or tickets for the cinema. يعني برضو بإمكانك إنك يعني ممكن تحجز هي to book means تعمل reservation hotel بالنسبة للفنادق وحتى العطلات لو تبي عطلة تبي تمشي مكان ما تحجز تذاكر for cinema, tickets for cinemas and so on. You can pay your bills. Also you can pay your bills. البيلز اللي هي الفواتير. ممكن تدفع برضه فواتيرك عن طريق الإنترنت. You can watch your favorite TV program. Okay. You can watch your favorite TV program. برضه ممكن إنك يعني تشاهد برامجك المفضلة the internet. Sports program. For example talk show programs برامج حوارية رياضية etc. You can play chess with a partner in Moscow. Also you can play chess. You know chess? Yes. Chess اللي هي it means what? Chess here it means اللي هو الشطرنج. نقول عليه chess. Game of two people. Game of two people on board or on a board marked with black and white squares on which each playing piece represent a king, a queen, a castle, etc. is moved according to special rules. طبعا قلنا لعبة تكون من شخصين. تتم هذه اللعبة عن طريق لوحة مميزة بمربعات سوداء وبيضاء. يس هذه المربعات فيها نحن بنقوم بنقل كل قطعة لعب اللي هي تمثل مثلا ملك، ملكة، قلعة آخره. هذا بكون طبعا وفق قواعد خاصة ومعينة. You can play chess with your partner. Partner is the person that you are doing an activity with or playing game with him. اللي هو بيكون هذا المنافس لك أو الشخص المنافس معك، أوكي، أو الزميل اللي بيلعب معك هذه اللعبة. In Moscow, you can chat. To chat means what? To talk in a friendly, informal way to someone or somebody. Okay, والتسولف يعني to chat to your friends, with your friends, and share photographs. To share means to let somebody use something that is yours، اللي هي التبادل والسماح لشخص ما تبادل الأشياء الخاصة بك أنت يعني. Flickr هو program it is a program. Photographs, yes, and pictures that are made by using camera that stores images in digital form، بشكل هو digital، بشكل رقمي يعني. You can write a blog about your you can write a blog about your life. البلوج هي تقصدها personal website، يعني ممكن تعمل يعني موقع خاص بك انت on which an individual records opinions، تسجل فيه أفكارك، links to other sites etc. on a regular basis، اللي هو عبارة عن موقع يعني موقع ويب يعني يكون خاص بالشخص، يسجل فيه الشخص هذا الآراء والروابط لمواقع أخرى وما إلى ذلك بشكل منتظم، اللي هو بلوج. You can, the list is endless. The list is endless means what? Of something. Here it means that, or the list of the things that you can do on the internet is not going to be end. Endless, something that have no end، يعني no end معناتها لا نهاية، اللي هو القائمة تطول يعني أشياء كثيرة يمكن ممكن تقوم بها أثناء أو عن طريق أو on the internet. Clear? Okay, I'm going to read it to us to answer the questions. The internet started in the 1960s. The United States Departments of Defense started it because they wanted a computer network to help the American military. In the 1970s, scientists worked on it and learned how to send messages between computers. Then in the 1980s, telephone companies made it possible to communicate on the computer network in many more countries. An international computer language was born and the net went worldwide. You can use the internet for millions of things. You can Google for information about anything you and everything. You can buy and sell clothes and cars. You can cook, you can book a hotel, a holiday, or tickets for the cinema. You can pay your bills. You can watch your favorite TV program. You can play chess with a partner in Moscow. You can chat to your friends and share photographs on Flickr. You can write a blog about your life. You can, the list is endless. Okay, now we are going to answer these questions. Here we have question A, choose the correct answer. Choose the correct answer. اختار الإجابة الصحيحة. طيب, the United States Department of Defense started the internet because they wanted, here we have three options. A, to buy and sell, to buy and sell to help the people, computer network to help the American military, network for games. Which one is correct? Which one is correct from these three options؟ هذه
بي
الخيارات B, yes, B, a computer network to help the American military. Two, in the 1980s, telephone companies made it possible to space in many more countries. made it possible to communicate on the computer network, read books on the internet, write emails to people. Which one is correct?
سي
See, write emails to people in 1980s, 1980s. Then in 1990s, telephone companies made it possible to communicate on the computer network in many more countries. So the option here is A, to communicate on the computer network.
سوري.
Three, the internet began in the history of the internet, 1980s, 1970s, 1960s. In the history, when did the internet start? 1960s, 1960s. You own the internet. You can on the internet cook meals, write books, buy and sell clothes and cars. Which one is correct? You can space on the internet. You can cook meals. You can write books or buy and sell clothes and cars.
B.
Yeah. Not B, C. You can, yeah, as you see. You can Google for information, etc. You can buy and sell clothes and cars. In the 1970s, worked on the internet. Scientists, doctors, teachers. 1970s work on the internet. هل هم العلماء scientists, doctors, teachers. 1970.
العلماء ايه.
Yeah, 19 scientists. Yes, scientists. طيب T for true or F for false. عندنا صح خطأ. The internet started in the 1970s. Is it true or false? بدايات الانترنت 1970s. Is it true or false? T or F?
False.
False. 1960s صح؟ Yeah, 1960s. Telephone companies started the internet. قال شركات الهواتف المحمولة هي التي بدأت استخدام الانترنت. True or false?
صح يا استاذ.
False. Not correct. Yeah. Ministry of Defense started to use the internet or began to use the internet. So here, F. Telephone companies started the internet. F. The internet started in America. The internet started in America. Is it true or false?
F.
F.
T.
T. The American military. The United States Department of Defense started the internet. In the 1960s, scientists sent messages between computers. 1980s. Scientists sends messages between computers. Is true or false?
F.
19 telephone companies made it possible. So F. F. There is an international computer language. هنالك لغة حاسبات عالمية أو دولية. Is it true or false? Is it true or false? He said that an international language was born. An international computer language was born when the internet went worldwide, and the internet went worldwide. Here he said, then in the 1980s, telephone companies made it possible to communicate on the computer network in many more countries. International computer language was born, so it is true. International computer, or there is an international computer network. Okay. Yes, by the end of this exercise, I'm going to stop here. Do you have any question before I leave? Do you have any question?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. See you next week, inshallah. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
See you.